my name is Lisa and I'll be leading you through your yoga practice today. This practice is designed to help you come back into your body after a day's work. So we'll be opening up the chest and we will be opening up the hips and trying to find a way to come back into the body after a day's work. So this practice will be approximately an hour long, and you might want a couple of blocks. It doesn't matter if you don't have them, but there are a couple of poses in which you may wish to use them. So we'll start in just a comfortable seat, and we'll close the eyes. We'll just take a moment to set the breath. So just breathing naturally. Long, deep inhale. And a long, slow exhale. Again, a long, deep inhale through the nose. And a long, slow exhale through the nose. So just take a moment here and see how your body feels right now. Maybe it feels tight. Maybe it feels tired. Maybe you feel energized. Take a moment and see where your mind is. Perhaps it's calm. Perhaps it's busy and thinking about all the things you didn't do today or all the things you have to do tomorrow. So in this practice, we want to try to let go of those thoughts. To calm the mind and connect the mind and the body and the breath. Take a final inhale and exhale and open the eyes. So we'll stay in this comfortable seat. And we'll just begin by moving the body forward, opening the chest, and then moving backwards and looking down towards your navel. Inhale as you come forward, you can look up slightly, arching the back. And exhale as you look towards the navel. Inhale again, come forward, opening up the chest, opening up the back. And exhale as you look towards the navel. And come back to center. Take the right hand up and over to the left hand side, placing the hand on your ear. And we're just going to gently drop to the right. And you can place your left hand on your left shoulder. And just hold here, feeling a gentle stretch down the neck. Then you can look down towards your mat, changing the position of the stretch slightly. And back to center. And bring the arms down. Bring the left hand up and over onto your right ear and drop the head to the left. Take the right hand, put it on the right shoulder, and have a gentle stretch here. Stretching open again, you can look down towards the mat, changing the position of the stretch slightly. Back to center, and release. And now we'll just take a gentle twist. Place the right hand on the left knee. The left hand comes behind and gently twist to the left. And just hold here. No stress, no straining. Just see where you naturally move to. Come back to center. We'll take an inhale here. And then exhale and twist over to the right. Bringing the left hand to the right knee, placing the right hand behind. And again, no stress, no strain. Just seeing where you naturally move to. And we'll come back to the center. From here, place the left hand down to the side, lift up with the right hand, and we'll stretch over. You can look up at this right hand, or you can look down at your mat. Whatever feels comfortable for you. And then you can open up that arm, opening up the chest a little more. Back over again. And then we'll switch sides. Right hand comes down. Left hand reaches up in an arc and right over. Looking up towards the left hand or looking down, whatever's comfortable for you and your neck. Again, you can open up here, opening the chest. Just play around here, wherever feels good for you. Reaching back over to the side and coming back up. Now I'll just take a minute to stretch out the arms as well. So bringing the left arm across the body, and the right arm comes on top. You stretch across here. Hold for a minute. A few breaths. Feeling that stretch down the arm. Now reach that arm up and over. Take the right hand holding on to the right or the left elbow. And take a little stretch here. Reaching that behind you. And release. Let's repeat that on the other side. Take the right arm across, left arm on top. And again, feeling the stretch along the arm. Try to drop that shoulder down. So make sure it's not hiking up towards your ear, but drop it down as you stretch the arm across. Lovely. And then take the right arm up and over. Hold on to the right elbow with the left hand and stretching it back behind you. We're stretching the shoulders here. And release. Bringing the arms out in front of you, we're just going to roll out the wrists a little here. A lot of us spend a lot of time on the computer typing away. So our wrists are always in one position. And it's good to give them a little bit of love. Roll them out a little bit here. And around. Flex. Stand. Back and forward. Whatever feels good. Whatever feels good for you. Roll them around a little again. If you want to press them together, back and forth a little bit here. Back and forward. So, and release. Now we're going to come up onto our hands and knees. And this stretch can feel a little intense for the feet, but it's also really good to stretch out the feet because we often neglect them. So what we're going to do is just tuck our toes here in our hands and knees position. And we're going to sit back on the feet. Don't worry if you can't come all the way back, but sit back as much as you can, whatever feels comfortable on the feet. And we're just going to stay here for a few breaths. Like I said, it can feel a little intense, but it's really good for your feet. Get them stretched out and show them a bit of love as well. They hold us up all day, busy walking around. And just stay here. You can close the eyes. Again, see where your mind is. Is your mind busy now thinking of, oh, I must get out of this pose? Try to find that place of stillness. A place of comfort. So long as you're not feeling pain, everything is okay. Slowly open the eyes and we'll come forward. Hands and knees. You can can pat out the feet a little bit if that feels good. And we'll come back to a nice child's pose here. And just take a moment here. No stress, no strain. We're just settling back into the body after a long day. Finding some movement again. Saying hi to the body. Come back up under our hands and knees. And we're going to stretch the wrists a little again. Like I said, the wrists do an awful lot of work during the day. Whether we're typing or whether we're lifting, whether we're writing, whatever we're doing. So we're just going to move forward and back here a little bit. You can have the feet like this, or you can tuck the toes, whatever feels best for you. I'm going to tuck the toes. Forwards and back a little bit. A few times. Back and forward at your own pace. You don't have to follow my pace. You can go at your own. Remember, this is your practice. You do what feels good for your body. If that means at any point you need to take a break and come into child's pose, that's not a problem. That's just your body telling you what you need. Now, we're going to turn the wrist so that the back of the hand is here on the mat. Now for this, it can be a little easier to tuck the toes, so you may want to do that. And again, this can be quite intense on the wrists. So if you need to come out of it, then please feel free to do so. And we're going to go back and forward a little bit here. Take it very, very gently. Very gently. Back and forward. One more time. Great. Now turn the fingers to face each other, so keeping that position with the hands. And we'll just go side to side a little bit here. Again, whatever feels good to you. Whatever feels good to you. No stress, no strain. Just warming up those wrists a little bit. And getting them into a different position from what they maybe are at all day. And come back to the hands and knees. And we'll sit back again into child's pose just to release that a little bit. Just take a moment here. One more inhale. Exhale. And then inhale as we come back up to hands and knees. Making sure your wrists are under the shoulders. Making sure your hips are stacked right over the knees. And we're going to come into our cat-cow here and release the back. So we inhale, looking up slightly, don't strain the neck. And exhale as we tuck under, look towards the navel. Inhale as you come forward, looking forward. And exhale as we round the back and look towards the navel. Inhale, come forward. Into cat, into cow. And exhale as we round the back and look towards the navel. Inhale, back to cat. To cow. I keep saying cat today. Exhale to cat. And then find your neutral position here. And from here we're going to come into puffy pose. So again, making sure that the hips are stacked right over the knees. We're going to just walk the hands forward, walking forward, and coming down with the forehead to the mat. Getting a really lovely stretch in the back and the shoulders. Make sure when you're holding these poses that last a little longer, that you're not letting your mind wander. Try to stay in the moment. When any thoughts come to your mind, any to-do lists, just acknowledge that, yeah, that's there. But then let it go. Let them go on their way. And let's come back up to our hands and knees. And from here we're going to thread the needle. So lifting the right arm up to the sky, opening up the chest, and then we're going to thread that right arm under the left arm, coming down under the right shoulder. And we can lift that left arm and take it forward. And just hold here. Again, getting a lovely shoulder stretch. Just keep your breathing long, slow, and steady. Placing that left hand back on the mat, coming back up to hands and knees. Let's open up the left arm and thread it under the right, bringing the right arm up and over and stretching forward. And again, finding that place of stillness here as we stretch out the shoulders. No stress, no straining. Just see where your body allows you to go today. Bringing the right hand back to the mat, left hand up, and we'll come back into puppy pose one more time. Bringing the hands forward, walk, walk, walk. Keep your hips over your knees and bring the forehead down to the mat. And just take a moment here. Lift the head, look towards the arms, and we'll come forward into Sphinx pose. And we'll just hold Sphinx pose here. Making sure that the shoulders are not hiking up towards the ears, but are nicely opened up. Open the chest. Feel the shoulders moving down the back. Just taking a moment here. Pull the navel towards the spine. And then we'll drop it down and release. You can make a pillow with your arms and just drop your forehead down onto your arms. And take a moment here. Now let's get into the shoulders again. Open up the right arm, placing the right hand on the mat or on the floor. Bend the left knee. And then bring that left foot to the floor on the other side as we stretch open the right shoulder. And you can lift this left arm up to the ceiling, up to the sky, and just bring it behind you to really open up the chest. Again, land wherever you land. Maybe this foot does not reach the floor. Maybe it's hovering somewhere here. But that's okay. Just accept where you are today. And don't even think about where you might be tomorrow. Just let it be. Yoga's about letting go. Letting go of expectations. Letting go of this desire to always be somewhere, to get somewhere. Accept where you are now, because that's just where you need to be. Let's come back to Sphinx pose here in the center. Take a couple of breaths here. And then we'll open the left arm out to the side, bend the right leg, and flip it over. Reach the right arm up to the sky if that is comfortable for you. And drop the right hand behind your back. It's opening up the chest. And we'll just take a moment here. And after this, we're going to move into some sun salutations. Now that we've opened up the body a little, we'll get some more movement. Some movement into the body. Which is great, especially if we've been sitting at a desk all day. Last inhale. Exhale, and we will come back into Sphinx pose. Oh, just take a moment here. Place the hands and we'll come back into Child's Pose. Let's come forward onto our hands and knees, tuck the toes, and up into our downward facing dog. Make sure that the triceps, you're rolling them around, bringing the eyes of the elbows forward. So wrap those triceps, eyes of the elbows forward. Feet hip width apart. If you can see your heels, tuck them back behind your toes so that you can't see them, make them disappear there. And arms or hands shoulder width apart. And from here we'll just slowly walk forward to the front of the mat and hang in a nice ragdoll. A nice forward fold here. Stretching out those hamstrings and releasing the back. And you can sway gently side to side. It's often nice to do in poses. Have a gentle little sway. There's this gentle movement in the body. Again, no stress, no strain. If you need to bend the knees, that's absolutely fine. Always remember this is your practice. And we'll slowly roll up from here. Coming up to standing. So from here, we're going to go into 3 Surya Namaskara A's. Just taking a moment to warm up the body as we get into some standing postures. So stand into Tadasana. Inhale. Arms reach to the sky. And exhale as we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back to plank. You can come into knees, chest, chin, or go direct to Chaturanga. I'm going to take Chaturanga to upward facing dog and back to downward facing dog. And we'll just take 5 breaths here. Three, 4, and 5. Stepping, we're walking forward. Halfway lift. You can also take your hands to your shins if that's more accessible for you. Fold. And inhale to rise. And exhale to Tadasana. We'll take that again. Inhale. Reach up and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back to plank. Exhale, drop. And inhale, lift to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll just take a few breaths here. Once you're positioning, make sure you can't see the heels. Wrap the triceps, eyes of the elbows facing forward. Inhale, looking forward. Coming back to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. And exhale to Tadasana. And we'll take that one more time. Inhale to rise. And exhale as you fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you step back to plank. And coming through knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. And just take a few breaths here. Long, slow, steady breaths. Checking in with how you're feeling now that we're getting a little more movement into the body. Final inhale. Exhale. Let's come forward to our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And inhale all the way up. And bring the arms back down to Tadasana. And we're going to continue to move the body. And we're going to begin in chair pose this time. So inhale. As you reach up to chair pose, arms can be shoulder width apart or the hands can be together. Whatever is comfortable for you. And exhale as we drop down to the earth. Inhale to rise. Step back. Coming through chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Let's bring the right foot forward, dropping the left knee and coming in to Anjaneyasana. Reaching the arms up, making sure the front knee is not coming beyond the toes. Keep it in line with the ankle. Reaching up, palms can come together if that's comfortable for you, or you can keep the hands apart. Or alternatively, you can also have the hands placed here on the knee. Reaching up and dropping the hands down. From here, I'm going to reach the right arm up, bringing it back to grab that left foot. And see if you can pull that left foot in. And look up towards the ceiling. Look up towards the sky. Opening up the chest. Release the back foot. Reach that right arm up and over. We're going to come into lizard here. So let's open up that right foot a little more, bringing it towards the edge of your mat. And you can stay up here on the hands. Or you can come down onto a block, if you have a block or even a book or a cushion, something available to you. Or if it's accessible to you, you can bring the elbows right down to the ground, right down onto the mat. And we'll just hold here, opening up the hips a little. Perhaps you've been sitting all day. It's a really great feeling to just open up the hips. Really, the whole body needs some love after a day's work. It's a great feeling to just get back into the body, saying hi to your shoulders, hi to your hips, hi to your wrists. It's so easy to lose touch with how we're sitting, how we're standing, how we're moving. So it's nice to just check in again and see where are those points of tension. Where are we holding tension? Or where are we not holding tension? Where do we feel open? Where can we release? Coming back up onto the hands. And from here, we're going to tuck the back toes first. If you tuck the left foot, bring the right foot back to meet it, and we're going to open up here into a side plank. So left hand is down on the mat, right hand reaching up. If it's accessible for you, you can try looking up towards the right hand. Feel free to take a modified plank. If that is more comfortable for you, you can drop that left knee, bringing it down to the mat, or be the whole way up in your side plank. Drop the right hand to the mat, coming back into plank, and coming through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're going to take that now on the left hand side. Stepping the left foot forward, dropping the right knee, and coming up into Anjaneyasana. Hands can be together, apart, or on the knee. And gaze up. If your hands are together, gaze up towards your thumb. Take a moment here. Dropping down. Bending the right knee. Reaching up with the left hand and back. Grab the right toes and pulling them in towards you. And you can keep looking back over the shoulder. And just hold here for a moment. Breathing deep. One more breath in. And exhale, release the toes. Bringing the arm forward. And from here we'll go into our lizard lunge. So opening up the left foot a little. So we're making some space here in between for the hands. And you can either stay up here, or you can take a block perhaps. Bringing the elbows down onto the block. Or if you feel that you don't need the block, that you've got a little more space to move, you can bring the elbows down onto the mat. And we'll just hold here in lizard for a few breaths. Again, it may be nice to feel a bit of movement, a little bit of a sway. It can be really nice. A sort of gentle dance through our poses. But it's also great to find stillness. Because it's not often we find so much stillness in our lives. We're always busy, our minds are always busy, our bodies are always busy. So it's great to find those moments where you can just be still and just be in the moment. So final inhale and exhale. And we'll come up from here. Coming up to the hands, tucking the right toes under. Coming in now to our side plank. Remember the modification, you can drop that bottom knee. Reaching the left hand up to the ceiling, up to the sky. And if it's possible, watch your balance, you can look up towards the left hand. Reaching those hips up, up, up. And release. Flowing to chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. And we'll take a few breaths here. Keep those triceps wrapping down the back. Eyes of the elbows facing forwards, hands shoulder width apart. Inhale, look up. Stepping the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, back to chair pose. And rising back to Tadasana. Take a moment here. Calm the breath. Inhale, back to chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back to plank. Coming through your version of a vinyasa, whether that's knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Let's step the right foot forward between the hands, drop the back knee, and rise up to Anjaneyasana. Take a moment here, look up towards the thumbs, and release the hands on either side of the front foot. We're going to tuck the back toes and straighten both legs. Inhale, takes you forward, back to Anjaneyasana. Exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale, takes you forward. Exhale, straighten both legs. One more time. Inhale, takes you forward. Exhale, straighten both legs, and we'll hold here. So try to square off the hips, reaching this right hip back, and then lying the body over the front leg. Again, you can take blocks here if that would be more comfortable, so that you can lift the body up a little bit, taking the block on either side of the foot and having your hands there. Either that, or you can just fold in wherever you are, lengthening over that leg. Inhale, look up. You can bend the knees slightly, and we're going to walk the hands forward. And keeping the hands on the ground, we're going to lift the left leg up. Again, we're going to square the hips towards the mat. You can have a micro bend in that right knee. And we're going to gradually lift up to warrior 3. You can keep your hands on the mat if it's hard to find your balance. From here, we're going to inhale, bring the knee up and test our balance a little. And exhale, back to warrior 3. Inhale, bring the knee up. Exhale, back to warrior 3. One more time. Inhale, bringing the knee up. And exhale, back to warrior 3. Just hold here for a couple of breaths. Find your drishti, your point of focus, and that will help with your balance. And then release the hands down to the mat. Take this left leg and cross the left foot over the right foot. So your right leg is straight, your left leg is bent slightly. And we're going to open the body up to the right. Twisting open, looking up towards the right hand. Feel free to take a block and place it under your left hand, if that helps. Give it a little more lift. Bring the hand down, and from here we're going to come into pigeon. So we're going to step that right leg back. Left knee is out to the side. And open up here. We'll keep it long to begin with. Keep it nice and open. Open up the chest. Open up the chest. You can look up slightly. And then we'll fold it forward. Coming down to wherever's comfortable for you. Again, you might want your block here and place your elbows on the block. Or you can make a cushion, a little pillow, with your arms, and rest your forehead on top of your arms. And we'll just relax here for a moment, checking in once again with the body, checking in with the mind. Don't let your mind wander. Keep it here and now. Keep it present. Inhale, come back up, and exhale as we step back to plank. Coming through your version of a vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're going to take that on the other side, stepping the left foot forward, dropping the back knee, rise up to Anjaneyasana. Looking up towards the thumbs if your hands are together. Bring the hands down, frame the front foot, and let's straighten both legs. Inhale, takes you forward. Exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale, takes you forward. Exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale takes you forward. Exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale takes you forward. Exhale, straighten both legs. And we'll hold here. Try to square off the hips. Bringing that left hip back. It wants to come forward. And just lie yourself over that front leg. And hold for a couple of breaths. Bend the front knee. Place the hands slightly in front of the left foot. And we'll pop the right leg up. Find your balance, find your drishti. Bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale. Ooh, what's your balance? Brings the knee up. And exhale back to warrior three. Squaring off hips. Inhale to rise and exhale back to warrior three. One last time. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale back to warrior three. Square the hips here towards the mat. Find your drishti. Find your point of focus. And exhale, takes the hands down. Let's bring that right foot to cross in front of the left, or over the left. Bring the right hand down and reach the left hand up to the ceiling, looking up towards the left hand and opening up the chest. If it's uncomfortable for the neck, feel free to keep looking down. And take the hand down. And we'll move from here into our pigeon pose. Opening up the right knee. This leg can be closed. It can be out. I forgot to say on the other side was if you have a block, if you find you're very far off the floor, you can take a block and place it under here to give yourself a little bit of support. A cushion works also as well. It's maybe a little more comfortable with a cushion. Or you can just drop down here, wherever is comfortable. But always feel free to find support for the body. With a block or a cushion or a book, whatever you have lying around the house, you can often find something. So open up here for a second. And then fold forward, finding a nice place of stillness. You can make a little cushion with the head. Remember, you can have your elbows on a block, or on a cushion, on a bolster. Get creative. See what you can find. But never be afraid to support the body. Take care of it. A couple more breaths here. Final breath. We'll come back up and stepping back into plank. And come through your version of a vinyasa. Exhale back to downward facing dog. And just take a couple of moments here. One moment here. Feel the stretch in the shoulders. To feel the length in the back, the length down the back of the legs. This gentle inversion. Inhale, look forward, step the feet forward. Hold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees deeply. And reach back up to chair pose. And exhale, back to Tadasana. So from here, we're going to step the feet out, maybe a little wider than hip width apart. And we're going to come down into a squat. Just bending the knees. Using the elbows to open up the knees to find length in the back. And we'll just hold here for a moment in this squat, which really opens up the hips. Feel free to take a block. It can get quite intense here. Feel free to take a block to sit on. You can even take two. That's also absolutely fine. Whatever you need. And just take a moment here to open up the hips. See how that feels. And from here we're going to take a nice chest opener. So bring the left hand to the right foot. And we'll just open up the right hand, open up the chest. Looking up to the ceiling, or looking up to the sky if you're outside. Today would actually be a lovely day to practice outside here in Sweden. We've got lovely sunny weather. It's a bit chilly though in the mornings. Coming back to center. Bring the right hand down to the left foot. And opening up. Opening up. Looking up to the sky, the ceiling. And coming back to center. Now you can feel free to repeat that. Or if you would like, you can follow me and take a bind. So we'll bring the left hand to the right foot again. And we'll open up. Bringing the right hand behind the back. Left hand comes around and you clasp behind your back. So if that's accessible for you, feel free to try it. You can also use a strap to help before the belt if your hands can't quite reach but you want to give it a go. It's a nice chest opener. It feels really good in the shoulders as well. Come back to center and we'll take that to the other side. Right hand grabs the left foot. Open up the chest, open up. Bring the left hand behind the back. Right hand comes back around the knee and clasp behind your back. Now feel free to take the first version. And we'll come back to center to our squat for a minute. Try to get some length in the spine. Let it open. And just drop down from here to seat. We're going to come into Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of the feet together. And they open up the feet like a book. And blocks can be useful again here, or cushions, to support the knees if they don't reach the mat. And we'll just sit up here. We'll lean forward, keeping the back as flat as possible, as straight as possible. Coming down to the elbows. You can take a block, a cushion, a bolster here if you would like to have the elbows there. But just coming forward and stretching out, opening up the hips. lengthening the back. And just hold and breathe. So from the position we're in now, with the back nice and long, see if you can come further forward, and then at the end, when you feel like you can't extend anymore, you can let it round over a little, bringing the head down to the mat, as close as you can get. Maybe you're still sitting up, and that's absolutely okay. Wherever your body needs to be, wherever it needs to go. Doesn't have to be the same place as it was yesterday, or the same place as it will be tomorrow, or wherever it is today. Coming back up. Bring the knees together. And just hug the knees for a little minute. I'm going to do just a short bit of core work here. Coming up into Navasana. We'll do it with bent knees today. So bringing the knees up. Your feet up. Knees bent. Reach the arms forward into Navasana. Boat pose. From here, you're going to inhale. Exhale takes you to canoe, lengthening the legs out in front of you. Inhale back up to boat. Exhale, canoe. Inhale to boat. Exhale to canoe. Inhale takes you back up to boat. And release. You can just take a moment here, straighten up the back. Nice and long. And then lengthen the legs out in front of you. Make sure you're sitting on your sit bones. Sitting up nice and long, reach forward wherever you can get to. You can take the toes if that's accessible for you. Wrapping the second and third fingers around the toes. Lengthening up the back and coming forward. Again, as far forward as you can go today. If you want to take the feet instead, that's absolutely fine. Make sure the shoulders aren't hiking up, but drawing down. Lengthening out the back as much as possible. Inhale and exhale. And release. And we'll come now to just an easy seat. We're going to do a little bit of breath work here. A little bit of Nadi Shodhana. So if we bend in the second and third fingers, the thumb is out, the fourth and fifth fingers are also out. And what we're going to do is alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. And that just calms and relaxes the body, calms and relaxes the mind. So we're going to inhale. Take the thumb, close off the right nostril, and exhale through the left. And close your eyes here. Inhale through the left. Close the left, open the right. Exhale through the right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Bring both hands to the knees. And just a long, slow naturally here. Open up the eyes. You can stand in cross-legged position, or if it's accessible, you can come into lotus, bringing the left foot up, close to the hip as you can. Well, that was the right foot. Bringing the left foot up as well, close to the hip as you can. And coming into full lotus. So if you're not in full lotus, if you're just in a easy cross, so then you can just lift up as much as you can. And maybe it's just the bottom that comes off the ground. Maybe you can lift up your legs as well. Whatever happens is all good. If you're in a lotus, we're also going to take our hands forward. And we're going to do sprung up position. So the idea is that we're going to lift, so drawing in the belly, using the core and pulling up the knees up so that everything lifts up off the ground. That's a nice little finisher to bring some strength back into the body. So breathing in, exhale, inhale, lift, and we'll just hold for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And release. Uncross the legs and cross your lotus. And let's do one final flow before Savasana. Coming up, downward facing dog, forward into plank, and come through your version of a vinyasa. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Cross the feet, forward. And rolling the body down into our final posture for today, Shavasana. So just get any wriggles out of the body. Open up the feet, open up the arms. If you need to adjust any clothing, any parts of your body, just do so that you can come into a place of stillness. And we're just going to close the eyes. Again, check in with your body. How does it feel now? Does it feel different when you started? Do you feel more energized? Do you feel more open? Do you feel like you have more length? Check in with the mind. Were you able to stay present during your practice? Was your mind wandering? If a pose was difficult, were you wondering, when am I going to get out of it? Or could you stay and enjoy the posture? So we're going to take just a few moments here in silence. And if any thoughts come into your head, try to view them as just little thoughts placed on clouds that are passing by. Practice non-attachment. Don't attach yourself to them. Just observe and let them go on their way. So just take a few moments now in silence. free to stay in Shavasana longer. But if you're ready to come out, find a bit of movement in the fingers and the toes. Maybe stretch your arms up and over the head, lengthening out the body one last time. And when you're ready, roll over onto your right hand side. Take a moment here. And then pressing into the left hand. Come slowly up to comfortable seat. Keep the eyes closed for a moment. Just feel how it is to be upright again, to sit again. Bring your hands to your heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Love and light, and may your heart shine bright. Namaste.